Good morning, students. Say your prayer. Thank you. நான் ஒரு நல்லாசிரியர். நான் உங்களுக்கு தாயாகவும் தந்தையாகவும் முறையாக அன்போடு கல்வியை போதிப்பேன். நான் ஒரு நல்லாசிரியர். நான் உங்களுக்கு தாயாகவும் தந்தையாகவும் முறையாக அன்போடு கல்வியை போதிப்பேன். நான் ஒரு நல்லாசிரியர். நான் உங்களுக்கு தாயாகவும் தந்தையாகவும் முறையாக அன்போடு கல்வியை போதிப்பேன். Okay, students, good morning. Take your social science book. Thank you. Come to page number 34. In today's class, we will discuss about the United Nations organization. Okay, so have you heard about the United Nations? Yeah, it was started in order to promote world peace and world cooperation in various fields. Okay, so why it was started? So what are the major organs? So what are the activities? Then what are the things achieved by United Nations? In today's class, we will discuss. Okay, so just to recall what we have discussed in our previous class. In our previous class, we have discussed about the effects of the war. So first we discussed the new geopolitical power alignment. That is, the world was divided into two groups. One group support communist ideology and another group opposed communist ideology. Then we discussed the countries increasing their weapons, especially nuclear powered weapons were increased. Then the international agencies, so especially United Nations, World Bank and IMF, International Monetary Fund, came into existence. Then we discussed the colonial powers were forced to give independence, especially India, first country to achieve independence. Then we have a deep look about Holocaust. So Holocaust, that is the killing of Jews by the Nazis. So we discussed that. Then finally, the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. So how the United Nations declared human rights. So what are human rights? So what are they? So it was declared. So the Declaration of Human Rights by United Nations we have discussed. Then finally about the birth of a new country called as Israel for the Jews. Okay, so these are the topics we have discussed. So the effects of the World War II. What happened in the world after World War II. Okay, today's class we will discuss about the United Nations. Okay, so can you remember that League of Nations? Yeah, so it was started after World War I, but it was a failure one. So because there are a lot of facts. So there is no country which take full responsibility, or the superpowers like Britain, America of the time didn't show too much interest, didn't show much interest on the activities of League of Nations. So it ended in failure. But in United Nations, so the powerful countries, so some deep interest. So that's why it was a successful one till now. So now move into the lesson. Now move into the topic. So the beginning of the United Nations. What are the facts? So how it was started. So who were the contributors? Then its administrative structure. Then the other important organs we will discuss in this class. By 1941, the United States and Britain. So by 1941, the United States and Britain began to give serious consideration. They gave very much importance to the need for international cooperation for achieving peace among all nations. Okay, so by 1941, the United States and Britain began to give serious importance, began to give much importance to the need of international cooperation for achieving peace among all nations. So international economic and financial stability were also important objectives. So apart from peace, economic and financial stability was also their important objective. Okay. So all these would need international organizations with the members of the various nations across the world working together for this common objective. Okay. So all this would, that is peace, financial and economic stability, need international organizations. Okay, so they thought these things, the peace, stability, economic and financial stability, need international organizations, and that international organizations should consist of the members from various nations across the world. So this finally resulted in the establishment of United Nations, the World Bank, the International Monetary Fund, with many associated organizations which deal with the basic issues of importance for all societies and countries. So in 1941, the United States and Britain began to give serious importance, so serious consideration to the need for international cooperation for achieving peace among all nations. So these countries, especially America and Britain, need some organizations. So expect that some organizations should be there which promote world peace, and there should be some organizations which provide economic and financial stability. So for that, the organizations should be consist of members from various countries across the world. Okay, so this resulted in the establishment of various organizations such as United Nations, the World Bank, and International Monetary Fund, along with some organizations so which deal with the basic issues of importance for all societies and countries. The first initiative, that is the first step, the first action for starting the United Nations came from America and Britain. So came from United States and Britain in 1941 when they issued a joint declaration known as the Atlantic Charter. Okay, so the first initiative for the United Nations came from United States and Britain in 1941 when they issued a joint declaration known as the Atlantic Charter. This declaration of the United Nations was accepted by all the 26 countries which were fighting against the Axis powers, that is Germany, Italy, and Japan, on New Year's Day 1942. So New Year's Day means on January 1, 1942. Okay, so the first initiative, so the first step for the United Nations came from America and Britain in 1941 when they issued a joint declaration known as the Atlantic Charter. So the Atlantic Charter was issued by the President of America, Franklin Roosevelt, and the Prime Minister of Britain, Winston Churchill. So both issued a declaration, so joint declaration that was called as Atlantic Charter. So this was signed by the 26 countries which fight on the side of allied powers. So which are fighting against the Axis powers, which are fighting against the Germany, Italy, and Japan. So they signed and accepted this thing on New Year Day 1942. The Charter of the United Nations was signed on June 26, 1945 by 51 nations. So initially, the declaration of Atlantic Charter, so the Atlantic Charter was accepted by 26 countries and it was signed on June 26, 1945 by 51 nations. India, which was not an independent country, then also signed it later. So India, which was not an independent country, then also was a signatory to the Charter. So India also signed the Charter. Now the nations has 193 member states and each one, big or small, has an equal vote in the United Nations. So now there are 193 countries. So initially on June 26, 1945, 51 nations signed the Charter. Now the United Nations has 193 members. The state may be big or small. So all the states have equal vote in the United Nations. The United Nations functions almost like any government. The United Nations functions as like of any government through its principal organs, which are similar to the legislative, executive, and judicial wing of a state. So the United Nations also functions like a government. So how the government functions? Through its legislative, executive, and judicial wing. So every government have three wings: legislative body, executive body, and a judicial wing. Okay, so like that, the United Nations also have three wings. Okay, then what are the important organs, major organs of United Nations? So there are 5 major organs. So one is General Assembly, Security Council, then Secretariat, then International Court of Justice, then Economic and Social Council. Okay, so there are 5 major organs in United Nations. They are General Assembly, Security Council, Secretariat, International Court of Justice, then Economic and Social Council. So let us discuss one by one. In the General Assembly is the body in which each member state is represented. That is, there are 193 countries members there now. So each countries are represented as a member. Yeah. So the General Assembly meets once a year. So they meet once in a year, and issues of interest and points of conflicts are discussed in the assembly. In General Assembly, so issues of interest and points of conflict. So the conflict points. So the problems between the countries were generally discussed in the General Assembly. Then the Security Council. So the next important organization was the Security Council. So the Security Council has 15 members. The General Assembly has 193 members, and each member have a equal vote. Okay, so there is no differentiation. There is no partiality among the members in the General Assembly. Yeah. But if you take Security Council, it has only 15 members. Yeah. So who are the 15 members? 5 countries are permanent members and 10 countries are non-permanent members. Yeah, so what are the permanent members? United States, Britain, France, Russia and China. So these are the countries. They are the permanent members of the Security Council. United States, Britain, France, Russia and China. So they were the permanent members of the Security Council, while the temporary members, okay, so they were elected in rotation. So they are elected in rotation for a period of 2 years. So the Security Council has 15 members. So 5 permanent members and 10 non-permanent members. So 10 temporary members who are elected in rotation. Okay, so this slide shows the temporary members for the year 2020 and 21. Okay, so from there, some countries are elected in the year 2019 and some countries in the year 2020. So they had a period of 2 years. Okay, so they are in the Security Council for 2 years as a temporary members. Yeah. So these two bodies functions like a legislator. So two bodies means here they mention about the General Assembly and the Security Council. So both these bodies functions like a legislator. So legislator means law making body. Okay, so they only make laws for the rules and regulations for the United Nations. So each of the permanent members. So what are the permanent? Who are the permanent members? America, Britain, France, Russia, and China. So these countries have the right to veto. So veto means negative vote. Okay, so that means if any issues or if any agreement or anything was put under consideration in Security Council means, so all the 5 countries of the permanent members should be supported. If any one country use the veto power means, then the bill or the declaration won't came into effect. Okay, so then the bill or then the issue which was discussing will not reach its solution. Okay, so negative vote. So veto means negative vote. So each of the permanent members has the right to veto any decision by the other members of the Security Council. So this right has often used to block major decisions, especially by the superpowers US and Russia. So the veto power was used by the permanent members, especially the superpowers Russia and America, to block major decisions. Then the major issues and conflicts are discussed in the Security Council. So Security Council discusses the major issues and conflicts. Administrative structure. So the legislative body of United Nations was General Assembly and Security Council. Now the administrative structure. The executive wing of the United Nations is the UN Secretariat. The executive wing of the United Nations is the UN Secretariat. So how he was elected? So he is elected by the General Assembly on the recommendation of the Security Council. Okay, so UN Secretariat is headed by the Secretary General. So the third important wing is the UN Secretariat. So it is in New York. It is headed by the Secretary General, who is elected by the General Assembly on the recommendation of the Security Council. The Secretary General, along with his cabinet and other officials, runs the United Nations. The Secretary General, along with his officials, along with his cabinet and other officials, runs the United Nations. So the present Secretary General of United Nations was Antonio Guterres. Okay, so he is from Portugal. Okay, so the executive wing of the United Nations is the UN Secretariat, which is headed by the Secretary General. So the present Secretary General was Antonio Guterres. So he was elected by the General Assembly on the recommendation of the Security Council. Then the International Court of Justice, so the fourth important wing. It is headquartered at The Hague in Holland. Yeah, so the International Court of Justice is located in Hague in Holland. It is the judicial wing of the United Nations. Okay, so the judicial wing, the judiciary part of United Nations was the International Court of Justice, which is located in Hague in Holland. The headquarters of the International Court of Justice is in The Hague in Holland. Then the fifth important organ is the Economic and Social Council. Yeah, so the fifth important organ of the United Nations was the Economic and Social Council, which is responsible for coordinating the economic and social work of the United Nations. Okay, well, the important work of Economic and Social Council was the coordinating the economic and social work of the United Nations. The regional economic commissions functioning for the regional development across the various regions of the world. So the Economic and Social Council have various region economic commissions. So they established some economic commissions in various regions of the world. So what are the regions? They are Asia Pacific, West Asia, Europe, Africa and Latin America. So in these places they established their economic commission. So regional economic commission. So their function is to promote cooperation among the countries to develop the economy. Okay, so they have been very successful and they have been headed by eminent economists like Gunnar Myrdal. Okay, so like Gunnar Myrdal. Okay, so the Economic and Social Council has been headed by some famous economists like Gunnar Myrdal. So we have discussed about the important organs of United Nations. So what are the important organs? General Assembly. So how many members are there in General Assembly? 193 members. Then the Security Council. So how many members are there? 15 members. So who are they? 5 permanent and 10 non-permanent. So name the 5 permanent members of the Security Council. United States, Britain, France, Russia and China. Then the power. So what was the right given to the permanent members in case of any major decision? Veto. So that is the negative vote. Then we discussed about the UN Secretariat. So who is the head of the UN Secretariat? Secretary General. How was he elected? Elected by the General Assembly on the recommendation of Security Council. So who is the present Secretary General of UN Secretariat? Antonio Guterres. Okay, then the International Court of Justice. So where it is located? Where its headquarters? The Hague in Holland. Then the Economic and Social Council. It is the fifth organ of the United Nations. So its responsibility is to promote economic and social coordination among the member countries. Then the other important organs of the United Nations. So apart from the 5 major organs, there are some other important organs. So associated organizations deal with the areas of critical interest to the world at large, like food, health and education and culture. So apart from the major organs, there are associated organizations which deals with the areas of critical interest to the world at large. So some of the problems, so some of the things, some of the areas have worldwide importance. So like food, health and education and culture. So these are Food and Agriculture Organization, shortly called as FAO. Then World Health Organization, WHO. So now often you heard this term, World Health Organization. So during this corona issue, often they only gave some information. No. So the World Health Organization. So it is a important organ of United Nations organization. Then UNESCO, UN Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization. So Food and Agriculture Organization is to promote the importance of food. So their aim is to give the healthy food to the people of the world. Then World Health Organization. So they gave importance to health and education for the people of the world. Then UNESCO. So they gave importance. So they gave importance to promote culture. So they want to protect the culture of various countries. Okay. So these are also special organizations funded voluntarily by member countries. Okay. So there are also special organizations. So apart from FAO, WHO, UNESCO, there are some other special organizations which are funded, which are given fund by their own wish. So some member countries give fund to some special organizations by their own wish. So the two best known among them. So the two best special organization was UNICEF and UNDF. So UNICEF means United Nations Children's Fund, which promotes child health and welfare across the world. Okay, so the two best known of special organizations which was funded voluntarily by member countries were UNICEF and UNDF. The UNICEF, United Nations Children's Fund, which promotes child health and welfare across the world. Then UNDP, United Nations Development Program, which focuses on development. So UNDP gave loan to the member countries in order to develop their economy. So United Nations Development Program, UNDP. So they focuses on development. So these are the some important organs of the United Nations. So apart from them, there are various organizations. So there are various organs associated with the United Nations, so which deals with various areas, so that promote world peace and world cooperation. Activities of the UN. Over the decades, over the periods, the United Nations has expanded its activity in response to the changing problems facing the world. So over 70 years, United Nations have solved many problems, because there are a lot of problems faced by the world. So when the organization started in the year 1945, there are a lot of issues. Some of them were solved during that time itself. So some take more time. So some problem were not solved till now. But the organization, United Nations organization, is trying her better to promote world peace and solve those problems. In 1960s, decolonization was an important issue. Almost after 1945, the colonial powers were forced to give independence. But till 1960, it was not achieved fully. But by the activity of United Nations, every country became independent. Every country became sovereign power. Okay, so you can see in this slide. So in 1945, so most of the countries in Africa and South of Asia were under colonial powers, were under colonial empire. But now all the countries achieve their independence. It is due to the action. It is due to the steps taken by United Nations. Okay, thus in 1960, the decolonization was an important issue. Human rights, the problems of refugees. So refugees means those who can't able to live in their native country because of war or any other problem. So those who came from another country because of problem like war or any disease or any unwanted thing, any natural disaster. So the problems of refugees, climate change, gender equality, they are now within the ambition of the activities of the United Nations. So the United Nations now trying to solve the problem of human rights, then the problem of refugees, the climate change, gender equality, etc. Okay, a special mention must be made of the UN peacekeeping force. So there is a force. So can you remember? So the reason for the failure of the League of Nations. So in League of Nations there is no military force. So they have no military force to enforce its decision. But the United Nations have peacekeeping force, so which has acted in many areas of conflict all over the world. So the UN peacekeeping force have acted in many areas of conflict all over the world. The Indian Army has an important part of the peacekeeping force. So India also sent his army. So India sent some of her soldiers. So some of the soldiers from Indian Army to the UN peacekeeping force, and it has been deployed in many parts of the world. So our Indian soldiers have worked actively in peacekeeping force in many parts of the world. Okay, students, in today's class we discussed about the United Nations. Okay, so the 5 major organs and other important organs, and finally the activities. Okay, so the United Nations now this year celebrating its 75th year. Okay, so it was started in the year 1945 due to the initiative came from America and Britain. Now the member countries are 193. Initially it was started with the support of 26 countries. Okay, then later signed by 51 countries. Then now the member countries increased to 193. Okay, so though there are a lot of problems that exist in the world, UNO through its actions, through its various organs, promote world peace. Okay, so the United Nations wanted to promote world peace, and the organization so need various fund and support from various countries. Yeah. So till now there is no World War III. Why? It is due to the steps and actions taken by the United Nations. Okay. So because of the support of United Nations only, till now there is no major war. Yeah. So though there are some war fought between some countries, especially India, Pakistan. Okay. But there is no world war. Yeah. So there is no war between the world countries as like World War I, World War II. Why? Because of the steps and actions taken by the United Nations. Okay, so in future their aim is to promote peace, and apart from that, so the people of the world should get proper food and health, proper education, then proper employment, and every country economy should be developed equally. Yeah, so there is no discrimination. Yeah, so the United Nations need support from the countries, and they want to promote world peace. Okay, so still its work is going on. So let us pray the success for the United Nations. Okay, so let us support and promote the activities of United Nations. Okay, okay, students, thank you. So if you have any doubt in this topic, just contact me. Okay, so today's homework, take page number 38, 6th Roman letter, detail question. Second detail, assess the structure and activities of the United Nations. So take page number 34, 35. Okay, so this question I will take screenshot and send to you. Okay, so the question, the answer starts from page number 34 to 35. Okay, so I will mark and take a screenshot and send it to you. Okay, so for textbook reading, so read this question itself. So read the United Nations organizations fully and write it like a test in your homework note. Okay, so the questions in this lesson, the two detail the effects of the World War II, then the structure and activities of the United Nations are very, very, very important question. Okay, okay, students, thank you. Have a nice day.